Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wellness Wednesday, where we will be looking at trauma informed yoga and other somatic practices, really focusing on just kind of getting our body moving. Last week we took a look at the card deck Trauma Informed Yoga Affirmation, but I did mention a couple other card decks, so I wanted to take the opportunity to kind of share those with you today before we get into our practice. We also have this one, the Mindful Chair Yoga, which is practices for all ages, and as you can see, everything in this card deck is focusing on chair poses. So this is a really great card deck too when you, just kind of as it says within the description, it's easier to integrate into daily life. So you can use in classroom, clinical settings, at your desk, airplane, just kind of anywhere you want to be, because you don't need to have a mat, you don't need to be on the floor to be able to do any of these poses. The other card deck that I mentioned was also this trauma-informed yoga card deck, or rather in this book, which are additional chair poses focusing strictly on that trauma-informed yoga. So again, they're pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but we have the pose as well as the description throughout the entire book. For today's practice, we're going to focus on mountain pose, which seems pretty straightforward. You know, if you look at it, it seems pretty simple. It looks like you're just kind of standing in one place. However, this is one of the more foundational poses in yoga because it is focused on your balance and your posture. It is also going to help engage certain muscle groups, which are important for building strength as you move through the flow to other positions within yoga. Traditionally, it is just kind of standing upright with your feet slightly apart. Some people may have their feet together with just like a slight difference, almost kind of like in a V shape, either at their heels or their toes to maintain their balance. But most people feel comfortable with their feet at least hip width apart. You're going to stand tall and straight, and you're going to have your hands just kind of relax down at your side. And some people may face their hands towards their legs, others may have the palms facing outwards. One of the other things about mountain pose is that it is very centering and very grounding. And as you move through the practice with mountain pose, you can do kind of different things to help build some of the grounding with it as well too. So one of those that some people might do is as they kind of originally start within the pose, they may have their feet slightly farther apart, about hip width apart, and they may slowly just kind of rock back and forth from heel to toe and allowing that sway to happen and gradually reducing the sway until they come to a standstill, which kind of feels more like that true weighted balance on your feet. It feels like the true center of your being. So again, you feel more grounded within your position. As you're standing in mountain pose, you also can feel the energy draw in from your feet up through your body and all the way through your core. To get the best balance within mountain pose, you're also going to kind of lift your toes and spread them out just to kind of again feel a little bit of that positioning of your feet nice and firmly on the floor, get in the most comfortable position as that is. And without pushing your lower front ribs forward, you're just going to kind of lift the top of your sternum straight toward the ceiling and then broaden your chest. So you're kind of opening up those chest muscles and allow your shoulder blades to just slowly kind of draw backwards towards each other and down your back, but away from your ears. And then again, let your arms just relax alongside you, palms facing to the side or forward. You can do this pose both standing or sitting. So at this time, what I would like to for you to do, or I invite you to do, is choose whether you'd like to do these activities seated or standing, or you can do a combination of both. And from a standing position, I invite you to get in the position that is most comfortable for you, with your feet either slightly brought together or about hip width apart. Again, lifting your sternum, pulling your shoulders back slightly, but dropping them down so they're nice and comfortable. Hands down at your side, and you can face your palms forward if you choose to. Allow your feet to stay rooted into the ground. If you're sitting and you're doing the chair mountain pose, sit straight towards the front of your chair and position your feet flat on the floor, again hip width apart. Move your belly button towards your spine, engaging your abdominal muscles. This is both seated and standing, and allow that core muscles to do the work. Keep your breath smooth and flowing. And as you're in position, just press your feet into the floor and notice the engagement of your thigh muscles. It may feel like almost as if you're slowly growing taller. Notice the effort of maintaining an upright position. And I invite you to also notice the grounding energy rooting and supporting you. If you'd like to add the mantra or intentional practice to this as you see on the card in front of you, this may be the time as you just continue to breathe normally and naturally, this nicely grounded, centered pose, repeating to yourself, my boundaries are beautiful. So taking a breath in, my boundaries are beautiful, and release your breath. I invite you to repeat that mantra 3 more times, breathing in, my boundaries are beautiful, and release. Once again, breathing in, my boundaries are beautiful, and release. And one last time, my boundaries are beautiful, and release. When you feel ready, go ahead and rest both palms over your heart. And just take a moment here to honor your resilience and your strength. Now continuing in mountain pose, whether you're seated or standing, with your hands over your heart, take a moment also to think to yourself, what does gratitude look like? With your hand over your heart, the center of our emotional, the symbol of our emotional center, keep your gaze softened, your eyes closed, and just see something in your mind's eye, someone or something that you care about, something that you feel deeply grateful for. Try to see your person or object in as much detail as possible. Notice if the feeling of gratitude wells up as you imagine them. And stay with this image and notice your body for just about 5 to 10 normal breaths. And go ahead and release that image and just notice how you feel. And as we're continuing in this position, I invite you to go ahead and move one hand from your heart down to your belly. This is continuing within mountain pose, but it's also referred to as hand on heart, hand on belly. Acknowledge the warmth and comfort of your own hands on your body. Notice your heart beating under your hand. And summon gratitude for the heart's constant support of your body. Notice your breathing in and out. Now notice the hand on your belly. What do you sense? Perhaps it is moving with your breath. In this moment, you are being aware of yourself and how you are caring of yourself. And how does it feel to do this? Continue to just notice the expansion of your inhale and the release of your exhale, both within your chest and your belly. Your breath is a powerful tool and an anchor that you can return to on your terms. Perhaps just take a moment to feel the rise and fall of your beautiful breath. And I invite you to take part in the mantra for this pose. And as you breathe in, I explore turning the volume of my heart up and the volume of my thoughts down. Just allow your breathing to continue as normal. Let's do it a couple more times. I explore turning the volume of my heart up and the volume of my thoughts down. And once more, I explore turning the volume of my heart up and the volume of my thoughts down. Go ahead and relax your hands back down by your sides, palms facing out or gently facing your legs. And just notice the change of pressure within your body. Now the next pose that we'll continue with the mountain pose is known as extended mountain pose. And this is simply as raising our arms over our head. And this can be done again, continuing seated or standing. And from your position, I invite you to explore just bringing your feet hip distance apart again. Make sure that you get a little balance. And take a notice of the grounding beneath your feet. On your next inhale, go ahead and extend your arms high to the sky, sending energy through your fingertips. If it feels comfortable, you might explore facing your palms towards each other and extending your fingertips up. Perhaps take a moment to explore your breath on your terms. Just continuing to breathe normal. If you want to extend a little bit further, go ahead and just kind of lean slightly back. If you want to, you can lean further so that then you kind of have your face looking up at the ceiling above you. And on your next exhale, go ahead and position yourself back straight. Arms still in the sky. Continuing to send energy through your fingertips. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, slowly release your arms back down to your side with your palms facing forward. We have two different mantras for this pose. One, if you're seated or standing, you can choose whichever one. I'm going to read both of them. But I'm going to invite you again to go ahead on your next exhale. Raise your arms to the sky. And as you breathe out, just simply telling yourself, I am grounded and supported. You might also repeat to yourself, I honor my light. extend again farther back if you choose to do so. And you can move forward again. On your next exhale, go ahead and bring your arms back down. And one more time, go ahead and extend your arms up and over your head. I am grounded and supported. I honor my light. And on your next exhale, go ahead and release your arms back down to your sides, palm facing out. And one last time, arms up over your head. I am grounded and supported. I honor my light. And go ahead and release your arms back down to your side. From here, we're going to go ahead and take just another deep breath, allowing our body to kind of recenter itself. And we're going to end our pose today with the star pose. So from this position, what I'd like for you to do is go ahead and take your left foot, if you're standing, and slowly move it off to the side so that they're more along the lines of shoulder width apart at this point in time, as you can see in the card sitting in front of you. If you are seated, just go ahead and continue to sit with your feet about hip width apart in front of you, your feet nice and grounded into the floor. And we're going to return more now to an extended pose with bringing our arms up over our head with our next exhale. But again, having them out this time now, as you can see in the picture, in a V. And from this pose, telling ourselves, I deserve to take up space. I will not shrink. Let any emotions arise that feel present. And with compassion awareness, just know that you are worthy of it all. Take up all the space that you deserve. And know that all of you is welcome here. Now from this position, go ahead and take one more deep breath in. And bring your arms back down to your side on your exhale. And go ahead and bring your feet back together. If you are standing, back to our mountain pose. One more breath in. And exhale. And go ahead and release and relax your body. And just notice the difference that you may feel in your body now. Allow your breath to return to normal. And just get your body comfortable again. And that is all for our practice today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Wellness Wednesday. Have a blessed day.